Get your notepads out because today we're going to be showing you how to find the best user in MUT. Thanks for stopping by today's video where we're going to be showing you 3 player ratings that matter the most when choosing your user on the field. The first rating we're going to be going over is acceleration and why it's important. In this first test, we're going to start Fred Warner off with only 80 acceleration to really show you how bad not having acceleration is. Now on this first rep, I just want to show you how important acceleration is in general. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and man up Tyler Lockett with Fred Warner. Now Tyler Lockett is on a shallow cross, and you're going to see how important it is to have that high acceleration, because as you can see, Tyler Lockett is able to absolutely destroy Fred Warner on his route without having that acceleration. Now in this next rep, let's go ahead and user him on a run play, and you're gonna see that he just doesn't feel as snappy, especially against the run play. So having that acceleration gives you that snappiness as a user, okay? And as you can see, he just does not get over to his spot in time. It just isn't great. Let's go ahead and do one more rep here, and you can see that me as a user right here in the middle, okay, with that acceleration, it just feels a whole lot snappier, and I usually cannot get into the area of the field to be able to make that tackle where I want to. Now let's go ahead and put him back up to his stock 92 acceleration and see how he does with those same 2 tests. But before we go into that, make sure you guys drop a like, subscribe, and comment on who your favorite user is in MUT right now. And make sure you guys go head on over to vlp.gg to check out all of our game plans that are available, as well as our tips and tricks in Discord. All right, now with this example, we're gonna go ahead and man up Fred Warner on Tyler Lockett again on that shallow cross. And I want you to see how well he does with this. Now, keep in mind, he's still gonna get beat. He doesn't have great man coverage in game, so he's still gonna get beat, but I'm gonna show you the comparison on the clips of what the difference in space that he allowed with this route to actually happen, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and let this play out, and you're gonna see that Fred Warner is on him, okay? So much better. Now obviously that's a throw that can still be completed, but you're gonna see the difference here on how close that actually really is with that bump in acceleration. Here's rep number 1. As you can see how far away he is with that lack of acceleration. And here's rep number 2. You can see how important acceleration truly is on your user. Let's go ahead and close the acceleration loop out here, and you guys can see on a run play with my user that he's gonna be able to get over to the run side in a hurry to be able to get to a good spot to make that tackle. Even with me lined up over here opposite of where the run's going, you can see how fast Fred Warner shoots out of a cannon, and he gets himself in a really good spot to make that tackle. The second rating you should be looking for is agility. Agility is our momentum carrier with our acceleration and speed. Let's go ahead and put Fred Warner at 80 agility, and let's see how he does against the pass and the run. All right, with agility, I want you guys to think of this as your momentum carrier. Now, we're gonna go ahead and look at Fred Warner here, okay? When I go back and forth, do you see how kind of clunky he looks with that 80 agility? And he just cannot keep his momentum going when I'm getting into a solid direction. Now, where this hurts you is that if you're going up against a run play, okay, you're gonna see that it takes him a really long time to get up and going with his momentum. And as you can see in the replay, he just does not keep his momentum going in a good fashion, which gets him in a really bad spot to be able to make this tackle. Now this is with the 92 acceleration, and he felt a whole lot snappier when we had that higher agility. Okay, let's go ahead and get him manned up like our other reps and scenarios, and you're gonna see that agility also matters in the coverage game. Now, I'm not gonna user him because I just wanna show you that momentum and how important it is. Now, keep in mind, he still has that 92 acceleration with this, okay? So let's go ahead and keep an eye on him, and you're gonna see that he just cannot keep that momentum going with him. Let's actually do one more rep, and I wanna make sure that he doesn't get that push animation or that zone chuck animation there. And I want you to see that even though he's got that inside leverage, knowing it's a shallow cross, he is just not gonna be able to get that momentum going even with the acceleration, okay? And as you can see in the instant replay, I just wanted you guys to watch his feet. Look how much he's shuffling, and it's just taking him a long time to get into that acceleration and that speed that he has, and it's just not working out well. He feels very, very tugboatish with the low agility, okay? Let's go ahead and watch this one more time, and you see how it just takes him forever to turn those hips and to be able to get into his motion. Let's go ahead and bump it up 10 points to 90 agility and see how this does. Okay, before we let this play run, I just want to show you how snappy Fred Warner is. Now you see with that higher agility, how when we turn, he snaps out of that turn. That's exactly what agility is. It allows our momentum to pick up a lot quicker than otherwise if it were down at 80. All right, let's go ahead and let this play run out, and you're gonna see as a user that I'm gonna be able to get over and into that gap a whole lot quicker than I was when I had really, really bad agility. As you can see with the instant replay, as soon as he turns those hips, he's out and firing like a cannon and is able to get to that spot in a hurry. Now pair this high agility with acceleration, and you're just about there with the perfect user. Now in this pass example, we're gonna make sure that we are off of Fred Warner, but I've got it set up to where he is manned up against that shallow cross from Tyler Lockett. And you're gonna see as this play plays out that he's gonna be able to get into his momentum a whole lot quicker than the rep before. Now, if you remember in the previous rep how bad he looked by turning those hips, well, in this rep, yeah, sure, he still gets beat, but he's turning those hips a whole lot more fluently and is able to get to that pass catch a lot easier and into his acceleration and speed. Rating number 3 that you need to be on the lookout for is change of direction. This is gonna allow you to turn on a dime. Let's go ahead and put Fred Warner's change of direction at 80, and we're also gonna leave the acceleration and agility as is. Now, before we get into this run rep, I want to show you how this looks with terrible change of direction, okay? Now, while we still have that snap of the agility and the acceleration, notice how he cannot turn his hips. I'm going back and forth, and you can see that it is just taking him forever to get into that acceleration and agility. All right, we're gonna go ahead and let this play out. And what I wanna do with this, just to kind of drive this home even further, is when the ball is snapped, I'm actually gonna go the opposite direction and then go towards the run. And you're gonna see that he just does not get out of that tugboat feel, okay? So let's go ahead and run this here. And then you see how it just takes him a lot of time to be able to turn his hips and get moving. Now, yes, I made this happen, but I wanted to really drive this home and show you why the change of direction is quite possibly the most important rating as a user. As you can see with this replay, it just takes him forever to get into that direction. Now, luckily, agility and acceleration is what's saving us with this run. Let's go ahead and bump this bad boy up to 90 change of direction to help you complete your build of the best user in Madden. Just like our previous rep with the 80 change of direction, I just want to show you how much better this is as a user. As you see, when I turn those hips, okay, with Fred Warner, he is getting out of his break a whole lot more quicker than he was with that lower change of direction. And just like the previous rep, I'm gonna go ahead and go away from the run when the ball is snapped and then try to snap back towards where the run is. So let's go ahead and let this play out, and you're gonna see that change of direction was night and day. And as you can see with that last rep, look at the change of direction and how fast, even though he was going the wrong way, he's able to snap and get back into his agility and acceleration to be able to get to that run to make a great tackle at the end of that play. Thanks for swinging on by the VLP YouTube. I appreciate you letting me show you the 3 ratings that you need to build the ultimate user in Madden.